Ethereum. I'm gonna look at Bitcoin tonight. Alrighty, so our last prediction, which was 1 day ago, 2 days, 1 day ago. I didn't upload it to TradingView, only YouTube, because my reverse firewall was acting up. So it's disabled for the minute. So don't try any funny business. It'll be back up shortly. Well, I'm still running through like a VPN and everything, so good luck. They keep this as tight as possible. That's also what Bitcoin is doing, keeping things as tight as possible, as we are dipping deep into our compressionary range. Yesterday we compared Bitcoin to both the previous bull run and gold breakouts. So currently for Bitcoin we are maintaining support directly on that 500 1.25 standard deviation. It's pretty arbitrary, I'll be honest. It was the longest overexpanded period of the previous bull run, which is really cool. Like if I turn on ACAT, the locks actually constantly adapts to catch the swing lows as well. But that can also just be abbreviated with the 500 period, if we're being honest. Oh, and I need to turn on VLX real quick, so I can take a look at the full history of this chart. Very nice. Okay. Right, so we've maintained on that 500 period very cleanly. So let's go ahead and take a look at current price action. And God permitting, my indicators will load swiftly and accurately. Beautiful. All right. We don't have any compelling trend line to be bouncing off of. Should have been back there. I guess we did get a small volatility spike on that, but it's really not worth mentioning. What we actually need to do is look at our locks on a lower time frame. It's going to be one of the clearest ways to look at Bitcoin right now, because we are having a short-term overexpansion, which is a negative way of saying trend. So yeah, Bitcoin is in a brief upward trend, and we will see that trend-defining pivot very shortly. From what I can see, it is super well defined based on the longest overexpanded period, and it'll either hold or won't hold. And what's really important about these pivots is that they are true pivots. When they are crossed, they will maintain their activated condition. So as long as we are above top edge of this purple band, the activated condition is long, right? You want to be long while we are above the 1.25 standard deviation of our longest overexpanded period, which is currently around 180. So you can actually plug those numbers into your own just regular Bollinger Band, and it should treat you well for the next, I don't know, 6 hours. Yeah, sorry, this video isn't going to have a lot of longevity, but we did bounce on a major pivot recently, and we have a short-term upward trend, so I am inclined to bet on that trend. You can also use the 3.2 standard deviation of that period to short swing highs. And if Bitcoin were to trend significantly, it would just bounce between these two pivots over and over and over again. Kind of that broadening, funneling uptrend. And it is worth mentioning, yeah, that would actually be more like that, as it slowly accommodates to price action. So with that in mind, if we do go inside the band, then we are seeing mean inversion to at least 10,180. And then potentially even lower, retesting the previous low of the structure, which would just end up being support at around 9,500 to 450. So, or all the way down to 9,000 is also a possibility. It would just be filling out the support structure at the bottom. And if it broke down from there, well, then everything goes to hell. And then all predictions are off, and then we change our mind and decide to trade gold, which would be nice. Would be too difficult to make the switch, to be honest. Or we could just aggressively short if we actually break support, because that would also be a really logical and easy option. Anyway, I was just buying time to figure out what I wanted to think about this. this could be the exact bottom for the next 2 years, based on comparison to the gold chart I did in my last video. But because it's not on trading view, I'll briefly do it again. Why not? All right, we want to take a look at XAU USDG. If anybody knows a ticker with a longer history than that, let me know. That would be pretty cool. Because we want to look at the 2-week chart. Nice. Particularly this structure over here. And would you look at that? How come this data is so well respected in the early 2000s? Trend defining pivots, anyone? On that 2-week chart. Look at this. Compression ranges hold perfectly. Swing highs are respected, but when you break inside the band, you see mean inversion. That's ridiculous. The hell, guys? Why is this such a good tool? Cat, explain your magic to the mortals. Because that's what it really feels like. Sometimes, man. Sometimes, I'll tell you. Anyway. Whew, that's a lot of clicking and a lot of lag just to turn off a bunch of indicators. Nice. Alright, so what we're looking at... Well, okay, first let's just point out the overarching structure. Overarching, I guess would be the correct way to say that. Okay. So you have initial spiking upward trend followed by compressionary price action. Compressionary price action. With a scoopy scoop bottom. Boop. Scoopy scoop bottom. And then at a roughly a 618 retracement value, which is right here. Right? Or again, right here. Which is really cool. Right? Let's just draw a Fibonacci retracement on this real quick. One there and one there. This flag structure occurs at the 618 in each scenario, roughly. Right, the point is, market structure is so far identical, and what really catches my eye are just these super similar compressionary ranges. Bitcoin has a slight downward taper, while gold had a slight upward taper. I am willing to give it the liberty of a slight discrepancy when we have seen this accurate of crash pattern reversal thus far. So ideally what I would like to see is an upward break. Like shooting price action to what, 22,000? And then a swift drop to 13,000 and then trend continuation. That's like the super bullish scenario. If we have a downward break, we're in no man's land. Or short altcoins territory. If Bitcoin breaks down from this pennant, short altcoins, my God, it is going to be super profitable. And I'm a little annoyed because I recently missed a good short entry on an alert, just called ETH right here, which, if I recall correctly, was in the 12-hour 14-period CCI roll. Yeah, let's take a look at that. So right there, let's draw that vertical line. I should have taken that. Oops, those aren't the right hotkeys. That one is. Yeah, that would have caught the exact top. It did. Actually, what time did this alarm trigger? That'd be fun to figure out. Oh, it doesn't tell you when it triggered, just that it did trigger. I guess it's in my text messages somewhere. I don't feel like digging through that. But it did trigger around there. The 14-period CCI roll, the exact top. So, I do expect some brief downward trend continuation for Ethereum. However, as with all long-term trends, if we see any kind of upward break, that is going to attract a significant amount of buying pressure despite the sizable volatility overhead, which if ETH did have an upward break here for some unknown reason, it would probably just spike and then enter a compressionary range for a good amount of time. Okay? Nice. It's really all going to depend on Bitcoin, too. A cat with charts, the creator of these indicators, recently had a hot take. It's that the altcoin bull run of 2017 was a one-time thing, and we aren't going to see it again, where it's just going to be Bitcoin growing and altcoins either rising to Ethereum standards, which is just, high market cap and use, but not particularly impressive price action, right? Because as with Ethereum, I had to use quad CCI on the 12-hour chart instead of 4-hour chart, right? Higher market cap can mean less volatile for an altcoin. That's very important to know and to respect. Ethereum is actually one of the most stable cryptocurrencies out there as far as actual tradable price action goes, in my opinion, just in terms of intraday volatility. Whereas, say, if we were to look at the monthly chart, we got highs of 14,000 and it retraces 95% and goes, just don't play that game. It's a good day trading coin is what I'm trying to get at if you use responsible leverage. Okay. That's it for today. Might be a YouTube comment. I'll check. Hold on. If you guys want me to look at anything, I will. I'll give you... Okay. I'll give you 2 minutes or so to put in your altcoin questions. I'll just play guitar until then. It looks like it's it. Yeah, no YouTube comments. So I found out a really cool guitar tuning. Drop the 3rd string to an F sharp. It's drop D with an F sharp on the 4th string, a D on the 6th string, and then I think it's a minor 3rd down on the 5th string. I just think about music in numbers. I'm not very good at the letters. Everything's just a number. So I can figure out that this is a 4 chord with a 6 and 9 extension on it. But I actually don't know what I'm playing. I don't know. Wait, we could probably figure it out. But that's the thing, I have to translate it in my head. It's not just automatic. But then I know all the theory behind each chord. But I don't know what chord I'm playing. So, kind of gets me in an odd situation, because I play a left-handed guitar strung as a right-handed guitar, played upside down. And then my intonation's all whack, because I'm still using the right-handed nut, but I filed it down to match the left-handed strings. And I play with literally half of the strings tuned to different notes so that I can play the chords that I want with the shapes that I want. So I'm pretty sure I'm never going to be able to get guitar lessons. I'm always just going to be stuck doing my own thing. I mean, which is fine, because I can play okay. I'm okay. Anyway, I'm super tired and distracted, and there's no new comments. So that's it. I'm done. Goodbye. Sorry for subjecting you to that. You're probably not watching anymore. I love you. Mwah. I'll see you tomorrow at hopefully 1 p.m. MST. I'll be on time tomorrow, I promise. Ciao.